Hey everyone, so I've had my Odin 2 for just over a week now, so I thought I'd do a quick, or somewhat quick at least, first impressions video on it. I must say, I haven't had the best of luck in terms of timings in the past, but I've absolutely smashed it out of the park with the Odin 2 campaign, getting it in the hands of their Indiegogo backers a couple of months early. So, the Odin 2 comes in 3 various models, which both vary in RAM and built-in storage. The base comes with 8 gigs of RAM and 128 gigs of onboard storage at $299. The Pro comes in at $369 with 12 gigs of RAM and 256 gigs of onboard storage, and the Max comes with 16 gigs of RAM and 512 gigs of onboard storage at $459. The Odin 2 also comes in 5 colourways, with black, white, clear blue, clear purple and a retro grey, all available with the Pro and Max models. I picked up the Max model from the Indiegogo campaign, so I'll be looking at this one today. Other than the obvious power boost, the Odin 2 comes with some neat additions of its own, with things like a fingerprint reader built into the power button, Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 5.3 banding, Hall effect joysticks and 65-watt quick charging. In terms of CPU, we've got the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, currently making the Odin 2 the most powerful Android handheld available. We've got a 6-inch 1080p IPS touchscreen, a substantial 8000 mAh battery, Android 13 and a weight of 420 grams, making it almost 15% heavier than the original. All in all, there's a lot of bang for the buck there, and although the pricing does make for a obvious Steam Deck comparison, the fact Android retro gaming handhelds have gone from the likes of Retroid Pocket 2 to the Odin 2 in just the few years I've ran this channel completely blows my mind. So, straight out of the box, I was impressed with the Odin 2 shell. The clear blue, in my opinion, looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, there's going to be light bleed with the side and joystick LEDs, but the clear designs always look great, and this is a particularly great example in my opinion. The plastic feels less brittle than the original Odin, and one of the benefits of the clear plastic, of course, means that it's not a fingerprint magnet. I certainly feel the weight of the Odin 2 in my hands though, and if you ever need to hold it in one hand to use the touchscreen for example, the weight is enough certainly to notice, and it is distributed well while you're holding it with 2 hands at least. Having the dedicated Android buttons is incredibly handy. The front-facing speakers are also very decent and miraculously don't seem to be covered up while playing like I thought it would be. There's a huge amount of grating for airflow at the back, but my fingers rarely brush against these. The M keys are good, but mine do feel slightly different from one another, with the right being a stiffer press than the looser left. All in all though, it is a good first impression. So, in terms of the controls, the Odin 2 is overall fantastic. If you like the original Odin's controls, these are better in almost every way, although there's a few niggles that I can nitpick against. Firstly, with the shoulder buttons, I'm not sure if it will even come up on camera, but there's a very minor gap between the front and back shells just under the shoulder button that if you do happen to catch with your finger, it does pinch a bit. The analog triggers are fantastic, but if you're ever playing a game that requires you to press the triggers very quickly, then it is a pretty difficult action to do due to the travel arc. Fortunately though, they're my only real nitpicks for the Odin 2's controls. The face buttons are well spaced and have an incredibly satisfying press to them. The Hall effect joysticks are small but comfortable while offering good and accurate travel. The controls are comfortable for streaming and translates well to modern gaming, making streaming a genuine option for the handheld. The D-pad feels raised but has a very strong pivot to it, offering very reliable and responsive controls too. It offers a great compromise between a soft feel and clicky feedback to the directions, which ultimately makes for a great D-pad. So overall, Odin 2 definitely has some amazing controls. So I'm going to cut some emulation gaming shortly. I'll focus on the more taxing emulation here, but it's worth noting that although the Odin 2 plays some, Switch emulation isn't currently in place for the Odin 2 to be considered a Switch replacement, so expectations should be set accordingly. That said, I'll cut some emulation now and summarise back up at the end.
Mexican hospitality. This is for the kittens. I got you.
So the Odin 2 very easily earns a recommendation from me. It's got great controls, ergonomics, battery life, and is powerful. For me, it was a worthwhile upgrade from the original Odin, but that's still a fantastic handheld in its own right. So if you're an existing owner and the Odin already does everything you need it to, it's a considered upgrade. But for everyone else looking into the Odin 2, it's an easy recommendation. That's it from me. Thanks so much for watching.